ओके या गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। मेरा नाम है हरिनाक्षी शेट्टीगार। आज मैं आप सबका वेलकम करती हूँ ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ आवर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉर हेल्थ अवेयरनेस वेबिनार, राइट। सो आज सबसे रिक्वेस्ट ये है कि थ्रू आउट द मीटिंग आप अपना ऑडियो को म्यूट पे रखिएगा। आप चाहे तो वीडियो ऑन करना है, आप कर सकते हो, राइट। सो आज का जो हमारे, आप सबको पता है हम पूरा हेल्थ वेबिनार का एजेंडा हमने क्यों रखा है कि हम कंसर्न करते हैं बच्चों का हेल्थ के ऊपर। तो इसलिए हमने ये डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट के ऊपर ये सेशन लिया है, राइट। अभी तक हमने 3 सेशन कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं, सक्सेसफुली कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं एक्सपर्ट स्पीकर्स के द्वारा। आज जो हमारे जो सेशन हो रहे हैं दैट इज 4th सेशन, राइट। यहाँ पे 4th सेशन का जो सब्जेक्ट है इट्स अ चाइल्ड्स ओवरऑल वेलबींग, राइट। सो आज का जो सब्जेक्ट को स्पेशली हम लोग पूरा के पूरा सेशन को कंडक्ट करने के लिए हमने एक स्पेशल गेस्ट स्पीकर को इनवाइट किया है, जो स्पीकर लुधियाना से बिलोंग करते हैं, राइट। सो आई एम रियली फीलिंग ब्लेस्ड बिकॉज उनको आज मैं इनवाइट करना चाहती हूँ ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ आपके सक्षम में। सो शी इज अ वेरी सक्सेसफुल एंटरप्रेन्योर, mother to 2 beautiful children, and a certified nutrition wellness advisor, NHA from California. And she has an experience of 15 plus years impacting people in different aspects of life and also helping people to live a healthiest life, right? She has immense knowledge and she will be giving plenty of tips on how to have proper well-being of our children. So let me invite with a round of applause Mrs. Terry Money on Zoom dais.
Thank you, Harinakshi. Hi, everybody. I'm Cherry, and I am extremely delighted today to have you all here on this session, and I welcome you all. Just want to introduce myself. I'm into wellness and nutrition from past 15 years, but before that, I'm a mother of 2, as Harinakshi said, and I have a daughter. She's just 2 years away from her teens, and I have a son, 18 months old. He's a small toddler. So there's an extreme gap. So, I can actually, I hope you all can relate with me, because I'm sure your kids must be there, in between these both kids' ages. So you can, relate with what I'm saying today and what my actually message is. So I know every mom wants the best life for their children. They want to, bring up the best culture in their family so that the upbringing is done in a very nice way. And the well-being is actually a very deep subject if we, try to understand it, because it is not just concentrated on one aspect. It is about different aspects which are related with the child's growth. So it's always a struggle and a wish for every mother to, inculcate the best habits and best things in their children. So I'm sure this session will help you understand few aspects which are very, very important, and sometimes we neglect them out of unawareness. So I'll just try to highlight few of the points which you can start implying in your family, so that it can help you have a better synergy between you and your children, right? So what exactly is well-being? Well-being means, in very simple words, it means a state of being happy, healthy, and comfortable, right? So well-being actually includes good physical health. First of all, it includes good physical health. Second is feeling of happiness. Happy children are the best children, right? So it is very important. Then there must be a feeling of satisfaction and successful social functioning, because we are living with people, it is a social world. So we have to be like, very, very perfect with the social functioning around us. So anybody who is following all these things are, and bringing out the synergy in between all these aspects, can actually experience the well-being, in their life. So it actually influences the way how your child interacts with the environment, right? Very important. Sometimes we feel it is just the food or just the way we are, talking with them shapes how they're interacting, but it is actually a lot more than that, which helps and influences the way they interact with their environment, right? And children's well-being can be affected by experiences inside and outside of of their early childhood. So the early childhood ages, the foundation ages, is very important, because whatever culture we are setting for them, whatever habits we are inculcating in them in those years, will actually shape up their future. So it's everything is correlated, right? So it's very important to bring out the best in them through few things which I'm going to touch today, for the better future, right? So why is actually well-being important? Because the feeling of well-being is fundamental for their growth, right? They can be successful, it actually enables them to be successful in life and to overcome difficulties in life, right? So it's very important to think about that aspect. Just give me a minute, I'll start sharing the screen. Harinakshi, is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so the well-being of children actually has a lot of, there are various aspects which actually shape up how healthy, how, synergically their mind, body, and their actions are going to be. So what are the main aspects related to it? First of everything is relationships. The relationships around them, their sleep pattern, the exercise culture they have, and their diet. Everything, around these four aspects is very, very important to be considered, to bring that synergy in their life. So what is the main thing in relationship? Showing love is very, very important, because every human needs that love and touch and affection, right? And it is needed at every stage of their lives, because it actually shapes their it creates a healthy emotional neurobiological development in them, right? It is very important that the child receives gentle and human touch from their parents constantly throughout their day, so in the form of hugs, and I've experienced it myself. It actually brings that warmth in the relationship, and it actually develops that trust between the children and the parents. So it's very important to treat every interaction with your child as an opportunity to connect with them, right? So you have to give them warm expressions, give them eye contact, smile at them, encourage them with honest interaction. It is extremely important, right? Saying I love you is often taken very, very casually, but we actually follow it constantly in our family. We keep on telling our children that we love you throughout the day, and all these three words make a big, big difference in how they are thinking about life and how they're thinking about relationships. So it's very important. Then you tell them, they know that they know that their parents love them, and we also know that we love them. But it is very important to be, to tell them every step by expressing, by using these words to show them that you love them, no matter what age they are in. And it is extreme, it's an opportunity to remind them that you love them unconditionally, even if they are not listening to you, or even if there's some situation between you and your children, right? So a simple I love you can have a major impact on your long-term relationships with your child. So it's very important to keep on reminding them that you love them. Setting boundaries and rules are very, very important between you and your children. So they should know what are the do's and don'ts of our family, of our relationship, because they need a structure and a guidance to grow. When you define the structure for them, it is very easy for them to grow. you know just sharing a small example, like when I define everything for my daughter, if she's having her long holidays these days, so when I define her day with a timetable, it's very easy for her to cope up with the things and to manage her time easily. So they need a structure actually. So you should always have some do's and don'ts in your family for your children, so that they don't take granted, that they don't take granted the relationship and the love between you and them. So talk to your children about what you expect out of them, and make them understand what exactly how the things go. So when rules are broken, make sure you to have a appropriate consequences, to make sure that they are they should know that the rules cannot be broken, and they need to stay consistent with the rules, right? So it's very important to give them a structured and guided upbringing, right? Listening and empathizing with them is very, very important, because connection starts with listening. And these days, everybody is so much busy in their lives, because everybody is working from home. You have so many things around you. You have your electronics, you have your gadgets, you have your work. But, giving them undivided attention for some time is very, very important, and acknowledge your child's feelings. Show them that you understand them, and reassure them that you are always there with them whenever they need them, right? So try to see things from your child's perspective. It is extremely important, because sometimes they want to express something and we are always busy here and there. So give them undivided attention, and by listening and empathizing with your child, you will always begin to develop that mutual trust and respect among you and your children, right? Playing together is a very important tool, and it is a very helpful tool to bond, to create that lifelong bond. And we actually practice it at our home whenever we have time. We try to play with our children, and it really, really helps us to create that bond even more stronger. So it is very, very important for their development, and it is an important tool which children should develop. It helps the children to develop so many skills, like language skills, expressing their emotions. And it also develops the creativity in them, and they start learning about social skills when we are playing together. It develops a sportsman's spirit in them when you are playing together, right? And it is also a fun way to strengthen your relationship with your child, right? So always take out some time to play with them, no matter what you play. What you are playing is not important, but the activity is more important, right? So the key is that you should enjoy each other and stay committed to giving your child that undivided attention, right? Be available to them, distraction free. As I just said, that they need undivided attention. They don't need you for the whole day. They just need 10 to 15 minutes, which are exclusively for them. So keep an eye contact with them, give them 10 minutes, keep some time aside as per your schedule with them, and without any distraction, because if you're giving them that attention, it will make a big difference in establishing a good communication with your children, right? Put off your TV, keep away all the electronic gadgets, delay some work, just to give importance to your children, and spend some quality time together with your children. Your child needs to know that you believe that, they needs to know that you are the priority, that your child is your priority. They should know that. So they need that undivided attention, right? Eat your meals together. This is another thing which we always practice in our home. We always try to eat our meals together. It is a great way to bond between the family, and you can have good conversations on your dining table. It always it strengthens the bond between your children and the family, between the grandparents and the children, and the family which is actually bonded. You will see how strong the children are, because that bond actually gives them trust. And encourage them to encourage everyone to put off their phones away on the dining table, and of healthy eating. Because when you are eating together, children will never listen to what is good and what is bad, but they will always see what their parents are eating. So you can tell them the importance of balanced diet, and also how it affects your overall health. So that's a good way to talk on that subject too, right? And create a parent child ritual. As I just said, that you have to create a culture at your home. If you have more than one child, try to make a point of spending individual time with each children. And I can feel, now, because I have two kids and they are extremely apart in their age. So sometimes the elder kid feels that she's getting neglected, but you actually have to set a ritual to give individual time to both your children or all your children, right? Quality time with one-on-one time with your child can actually strengthen that bond. right? So overall, what is the aim of talking on these points is that you have to develop that bond, that trust, and to develop a family culture, because the kids who are raised, on cultural values always have a strong mindset, and they always have a belief on themselves, because they know that their family is, always by their side. So it's extremely important to develop this kind of culture in your family to strengthen their relationships, right? Next is sleep. Sleep is something I think we concentrate on it when the kid is small. We actually focus on sleep pattern when the child is an infant or a toddler. But as they grow, we actually don't follow the sleep discipline at home. I have seen it many times, but it is extremely important to have a disciplined sleep pattern, because you will be astonished to see. I'll just share some facts with you that how it actually affects every aspect of your health, mind, and body, right? So growth hormone is primarily secreted during the deep sleep. At night your growth hormone is secreted, right? And mother nature actually has protected the babies they protect the babies at the night time, and actually they need to spend at least 50% of their time in deep sleep, right? Undivided deep sleep, focused, and good deep sleep, because it is considered to be very, very essential for their adequate growth, right? Italian researchers, they have studied that children with deficient levels of growth hormone have found that they sleep very, very less than an average child, right? So when the child is infant, we can see when they are sleeping, सब बोलते हैं कि बच्चे सोते हैं तो बढ़ते हैं, this is just not a saying, it is actually a fact, because the growth hormone, it gets active at night. So your child needs to sleep well for at least when he's an infant or a toddler, he needs to sleep for at least 10 hours at a stretch, deep sleep, right? Sleep also affects the heart. Now this is really surprising, because बच्चों के केस में we never think about it, but children with sleep disorders have excessive brain arousal during sleep, which can trigger the fight response hundreds of times each night, right? So very, very important to focus on the sleep pattern, because वो कहीं ना कहीं उनके vascular health को बहुत ज़्यादा matter करता है, right? Their blood glucose and cortisol level gets elevated at night. So, and both are linked to higher levels of diabetes, obesity, and even heart diseases, right? So, there's a MD Dr. Jeffrey. He is a specialist in PhD in sleep. He's a sleep specialist, and he's from Atlanta. And he says that they need to sleep because that is going to affect their health, and it can actually bring that diabetic and obesity level obesity in the kids if they are not sleeping properly at night. Okay, sleep also affects their weight. There's an increasing evidence that getting too little sleep causes child to become overweight starting in infancy. छोटे होते से ही ऐसा start हो जाता है, right? We think that the child is becoming healthy, but it is something related to their sleep pattern, right? Babies are more likely to be sound sleepers and are likely to be overweight. When sometimes mothers think that the child is cranky and we need to feed them, but it is actually the sleep deprivation which is making them more cranky. So we have to think about both these things when the child is infant and in toddler age. Many times I've seen mothers, they think that the child is hungry and they're forcefully feeding the child, but it is not actually the food, it is the rest what actually they need. So you have to just design a pattern and a disciplined day for the child, so that the meals are defined when the child is to be given the meals, and they follow their sleep pattern accordingly. Sleep weight connections is extremely correlated, because yeah. So when the kids actually don't get enough sleep, they tend to become obese, because when they are not sleeping, they will start eating something, they will start eating something, or the mother will start feeding something. And tired children also become, more sedentary, and they burn very, very less calories if they are not sleeping, if they are not energetic, so they become tired, and that's how they become more sedentary also, right? So it's very important to check that aspect. Sleep actually beats germs also. How? Because during sleep, children also produces proteins called cytokines, which actually the body relies on to fight illness, infection, and stress, right? So it forces us to rest. What it actually does is, it forces us to rest, which further aids the body's ability to heal us, right? So the body gets into a healing mode when you are sleeping. You're sleeping. You have a deep sleep pattern in your everyday life. So it actually helps you to build your immunity and fight the germs around you. Now, sleep also reduces injury risk. How? Kids are clumsier and more impulsive when they don't get enough sleep. So, setting them for accidents. They are more active and they actually become hyperactive, right? And at that time, they are more likely to get injured because of their hyperactivity. So, sleep actually reduces the risk of injury also. Sleep increases kids' attention span also. How? The focus actually is very, very related to their sleep pattern. Children who consistently sleep fewer than 10 hours a night before the age of 3, as I already said, they are 3 times more likely to have hyperactivity disorder. And that goes by the age of 6. They are more impulsive, and that you will not see in the initial years. But as the child grows, by the age of 5, 6, 7, you will start seeing some of these signs. So it is extremely important to follow a disciplined sleep pattern for them, because then they will, not have this kind of impulsive nature. Next is sleep also boosts learning. Now, how it actually happens is that sleep aids learning in kids of all ages, and education experts are finding that naps have a particular magic in them. Neuroscientists at the University of Massachusetts taught a group of 40 preschoolers a game similar to memory. So 40 preschoolers were taught a game called memory, and the kids took a nap 1 week and stayed awake the other week. This is one research which I'm sharing with you. So they were made to sleep for 1 week around 77 minutes, and the other week they were awake. So when they stayed awake, they forgot 15% of what they had learned. But when they napped, they retained everything. So sleep is actually magical in, helping you to retain a lot of things which you are learning every day, right? So this is how sleep is related with your weight, with your health, your organs, with your focus, and with your thinking pattern. So you can see how important it is, but sometimes we neglect it as the child starts to grow, or so it is very important that you inculcate a disciplined sleep pattern for them, right, starting from the from today, actually, no matter what age they are in, right? Next is exercise. We all know that well-being is actually related to, somewhere related to exercise. So extremely important to develop a culture of exercise from the beginning only. It improves your cardiovascular health, not even in adults, but also in children. We know that exercise makes your hearts and lungs grow stronger. These days, because of COVID, everybody is working on their, health, as in respect to exercise. So it's a very important for the children also, because sometimes we feel that they are young, so they don't need to exercise or follow a discipline pattern. But it is very, very important, because your organs get healthy, your organs get, it increases the life of your organs. So it's very important, and it is related to, it improves the cardiovascular health of your children. Next is it also develops beneficial body composition. You have, children with who are exercising actually have um, lean muscle mass, and it supports their joints. It also improves kids metabolism. Now many mothers complain that the bachcho ko bhook nahi lag rahi, and they start giving some of the other things, in the form of pills to the children to improve their appetite, but when the metabolism is not working properly, how will they feel energetic, and how will they feel the urge to eat correctly? So it is somewhere related to their activity level, right? Khelna is different, but following an exercise is different. So you have to see the difference, and you have to set a small exercising schedule for your children as well, to increase their metabolism and to develop that muscle mass in them, right starting from the young age. It also increases the bone health. Now, bone loading exercises like jumping, dancing, running, tennis help the kids to make have stronger and denser bones, right? So it's very important that they follow some kind of exercise, maybe for 15 minutes per day, or maybe for 20 minutes 3 times a week, right? It also improves balance in them. The more kids move and in a variety of ways, the better they get in preventing falls and injury, because they learn to balance themselves very, very efficiently. So young people who begin their childhood with stronger limbs tend to have better balance even into their middle age. Now you can understand here that your whatever you are doing in your foundation years is so much related to your middle age also. So sometimes we actually don't focus on how important exercise is for children, or how important building strong relationships is for our children, or how important the sleep is for our children. But everything you're going to do in beginning years is going to define their later age, right? So it also affects their middle age. Exercise also prevents future pain. Now these days, because of the online classes, all the children are sitting in front of screens whole day, and it actually it actually your posture gets posture gets disturbed while sitting in front of cameras and gadgets the whole day, right? So it's very, very important to follow some kind of exercise, like pulling exercises, that can correct your posture. Because if it's been almost 1.5 years that children are doing online classes, and no matter how focused we are, but still sometimes the children gets tired, and their posture gets they follow some wrong posture. So it is going to carry for a longer time if we don't focus on correcting their posture. So there are few exercises which you can find on Google for the posture correction, and you need to do it right from today. It also boosts children's immune system. We all know that if you are exercising, right in nature, with, surrounded with your friends, it develops those antibodies in you. And it also lowers the incidence of illness and infection in children, because it is a natural immunity booster. Exercising is a natural immunity booster, because आपने सुना होगा, when we go to doctors that बच्चे बार बार बीमार हो रहे हैं, doctors always say, take them out, इनको अपने friends के साथ खेलने दो, nature में जाने दो. So it is somewhere related to your immunity system. So it will enhance your immunity system. It also helps to help the children develop a physical literacy. Now this is very, very interesting, because many times when the parents are not following any kind of exercise schedule in their life, the children actually get deprived of the exercising importance, right? So it's very important that you develop some kind of exercise schedule for yourself, so that the children also follow it. Because why is it important, and what is that? What is physical literacy? It's the ability and confidence and desire to be physically active for your life. I have seen people, because of being in this profession, I've seen people, they start realizing the importance of exercise when they fall sick, when they when they face some kind of health issues. But when you start a exercise culture and a discipline in your family, right starting from the initial years, it actually gives them confidence and a belief that they have to stay physically active for their life, right? So it's an excellent foundation that will serve them for years to come, right? So it's extremely important that they follow a exercise schedule every day starting from the foundation years. Okay. Yeah. Next important aspect of wellness is, of course, diet, because when we think about wellness, we always think about diet. But after these three aspects, the main thing which comes is diet. Now, diet is something very, very, it is very, very personal subject, because I feel whatever is going in your child's tummy is actually designed and decided by the mother. So it's actually our responsibility to get knowledge and awareness about what is right and what is wrong, and what is needed to be, feeded to our family. In my family, children get tempted to see these days the marketing strategies, tricks, availability of junk food all over you, easily available. When you are traveling, you are hungry, you grab a packet of chips. It's so much easier than before, right? So it's very, very easy to get tempted to these things, but as a mother, it is our responsibility to make the things available to the children before this, become hungry, and to develop a good eating culture as well in the family. Now, why diet is important? Because you becoming physically active, your cognitive skills, your ability to learn things and keep in your mind, your creativity and your relationships, everything depends upon your diet. हम बोलते हैं ना बच्चे बच्चे जब गुस्से में होते हैं तो हम यही बोलते हैं, मदर क्या बोलती है, इसको भूख लग रही है इसलिए ये बहुत गुस्सा हो रहा है, right? So you see how the connection is, how your relationships and how your nature is connected with what you are eating. You will not be if you're not physically healthy, if you're not energetic, if your metabolism is not good, if the child is not eating right food, he will not be able to participate more in sports activities, he will not be that active, right? Sometimes we feel that the child is not able to focus on studies, ye padhta nahi hai, ye dhyan nahi de raha hai, isko yaad nahi rehta hai. It is because somewhere kahin na kahin unki diet mein kuch na kuch missing hai, right? So how these things are actually related to what you are eating, you see the correlation. Children become more creative, and they become independent when they're eating well and balanced diet, right? So when you are focusing on what the child is eating and what he needs to eat, every aspect of well-being is actually disciplined by itself. Your physical activity will increase, your concentration will increase, your relationships, your nature, your inner self will become happy, and you will become more creative. Right now, see how the body formation goes. The tiniest part of your body is cell. Everything else is made up of your cell. Your cell forms tissues, your tissues form the organs, organ forms the organ system, and that makes up your body. So where we have to focus, we need to focus on the tiniest part of the cell, that is the foundation of our body, that is the cell. Okay, and what makes the cells, what actually our cells need, we need to understand them, right? When our cells are happy, our cells are strong, our body is happy, right? So and how they become happy? Through food. Through food. But the food term is a very, very big and broad term. I'll just define it for you. What kind of food actually makes your cells happy? Let's see. You need almost 13 types of vitamins to make your cells happy. That there are so many vitamins, commonly known, we know as moms, we know vitamin C, vitamin A, K, but there are 13 types of vitamins which actually are needed every day to make your cells happy. Now you need 11 types of minerals. Mothers usually, as mother, we commonly know that iron hota hai na, calcium hota hai, very, very important for the bones. But there are 11 types of minerals which are extremely important on everyday basis to make your cells happy, right? So next thing is protein. We know that protein is the growth, nutrient for your body. It is the building block of your body. But protein alone is nothing. You need a combination of 22 types of amino acids, out of which 9 are essential, right? Which are not made by your body. So you need all those types of 9 essential amino acids to synthesize the protein. Right? So if you're a vegetarian, you have to think about the food, what can give you that 9 essential amino acids. When you are a vegetarian, you need to take different types of, protein rich foods to make, to give you those total 9 amino acids, right? So it's a very complicated thing, but I'll just define it for you in the next slides. Then you need is carbohydrates. Very, very important. Carbohydrates are the energy giving nutrient for your body. You need dietary fiber. I have seen children with the constipation problem right from a very early age also, because they are not eating much of the fruits and vegetables and salads in their diet, right? And they are taking more refined carbs, because of which they are facing the problem of constipation, etc. So dietary fiber is extremely important. Dietary fat is very very important. Now this is a very broad term, because we commonly know that bच्चे को घी खिला दो, butter खिला दो, that is omega 6. We need a combination of omega 6 as well as omega 3 even for children. आजकल people are getting aware because of some advertisements around us that we need to take omega 3. Best source of omega 3 is only and only from an animal source, because that is how you get the full DHA, okay, which is actually readily absorbed in your body, right? So you need dietary fat and omega 3, because that is the brain food for your children. That is the brain food. It will improve the cognitive skills of children. It will improve the focus of children. You need water. Now बच्चों को juices पीना बहुत अच्छा लगता है, they are taking this or that, but that's okay, it's always good to take that, but water intake in pure water form is also very very important, right? Because juices में क्या है, added sugar है, added colors हैं, added flavors हैं, which is not good for children, right? See, as a mother, I also believe, and I think you can relate with me, that we have a very very big misconception in our mind कि बच्चों को कुछ भी digest हो सकता है, इनको कुछ भी दे दो. It is not at all correct. Please rectify this. It is not at all correct. Your foundation years, whatever you are eating, first of all, that habit is going to be in you. That is not going to last early. Secondly, it is going to affect every part of your body, starting from the cells. And thirdly, every sugar, extreme, excess of sugar, excess of artificial colors, flavors is going to affect your body system, no matter what age you are in, right? So you have to take this misconception out of your mind that बच्चों को सब कुछ digest हो जाता है. Next is phytonutrients. Now this can be a new term for few of you. I'll just explain it in layman language. हमारे पास हमारे घर में पौधे होते हैं. We have plants around us, and plants actually don't need any AC or they don't need any blankets in the winters. Why? Because they have they have some chemicals in them which increases their fighting capacity. These are called phytonutrients. So when you are eating natural food, plant-based food, you get those phytonutrients from the food, and actually it improves your immunity, and it affects every aspect of your health. So phytonutrients is also a part of food which is very very important for the growth of children and for their healthy body. Now, this is a food pyramid. Everybody knows about the food pyramid. I think this is nothing new, which I'm going to talk in front of you. This is a food pyramid where we know that we need to take whole grains. Now, whole grains is a very controversial term, because we think जो हम आटा खा रहे हैं, हम चपाती खा रहे हैं, it is wheat, it is whole grain, but it is not whole grain, because उसमें से bran निकला हुआ है, उसमें से सूजी निकली हुई है, उसमें से बहुत कुछ निकला हुआ है, जो left over है, that is the atta which we get. Right? So you have to, look for the sources from where you get whole wheat with the bran, with everything what the plant is grown with. ठीक है? तो आपको एक source ढूंढना चाहिए जहां से आपको whole grain मिले, and make food with that whole grain. ठीक है? Breads in India are actually never made with whole grains. It is always refined. They use refined flours to make breads. That's why they are very very soft. हम हमेशा ही कहते हैं bread soft दे दो भैया, ये fresh नहीं है, आपकी soft नहीं लग रही है. Soft breads are never made with whole wheat. They are always made with refined flour. So that's a difference. We need to educate ourselves what we are feeding our family. So you can replace these things with better food options. We have a lot of better food options. You can give them oats. You can give them ragi. You can give them jowar. It is a better option. It is very very good in summers, and it is energy booster for them. So they need almost 5 to 12 servings of these legumes and whole grains. Children need almost 3 to 4 servings of fruits every day. Now just see, just remind yourself how much fruits and vegetables they ate yesterday. They need almost 6 to 9 servings of vegetables every day. They need to eat good nuts, almonds, walnuts every day, 1 to 2 servings. I don't think kids actually eat it every day. And as far as my small one is concerned, I can't give him nuts at this age, because there are issues like choking hazards. Now the kids are also very very choosy and picky eaters. So but they need 1 to 2 servings of nuts and seeds every day. Okay, they need good fat through good oils. Now, this is also a very controversial subject because these days the oils which we get, vegetable oils, are the processing is so bad that every nutrient is extracted out of it, and it actually becomes hazardous for our health to take all those vegetable oils. So please do your research on that and give them the best. I would say ghar ka ghee is the best oil for them. So opt for that. And they need to take almost 2 servings of dairy every day. I think that's something that is something which every mother is focusing on. We are trying to give them curd, milk, so that's okay. That I think we all must be following. Eggs they need to take for protein, but every child is not a vegetarian. Some children are vegetarian, so they're not taking eggs. So you have to find alternate sources to complete the protein needs. And then they need sweets. Now I think if we check how our kids are eating these days, the pyramid is upside down because they are eating more of sweets. Meetha unko jitna marzi de do in the form of sweets and candies and whatever meetha around them, donuts. So much of things are available around us. Donuts, cakes, pastries, candies, chocolates. So it's actually the pyramid has turned upside down, and that has actually affecting the health of our children, right? But this is an ideal diet pyramid which we need to follow as per the scientists and as per the doctors around us, right? They need to exercise every day, because if you're taking so much carbs, you need to burn them. Okay, you need to take almost 8 glasses of water every day, and you need to sit in sun for vitamin D every day, at least 10 minutes. Okay, so these are the certain recommendations by scientists and doctors in general. And but what are the challenges today? We are facing so many challenges. I hope you can relate with me, because mothers are facing so many challenges. We all want that our children should follow this food pyramid, but what actually the scene is, if you give them a choice between healthy food and junk, they'll probably take a McDonald's burger. They'll probably go for a pizza. They'll probably go for a packet of chips. Okay, they'll start crying. They'll say, I saw a baby, and when my brother's daughter, and we were feeding her food, and वो क्या कहने लगी, मेरे tummy में pain हो रहा है लग गया, and she started crying. And mother क्या सोचेगी, no उसकी tummy में pain हो रहा है, नहीं इसको परांठी नहीं खिलानी, इसको भी सब्जी नहीं खिलानी. This is how children, how it goes. This is the fact. So बहुत बार ऐसे होता है, if they have to choose, if you'll give them a packet of chips and you'll give them dalia ka bowl, they will always pick the packet of chips. So this is a big challenge for every mother. बच्चों को अच्छा फूड दो तो वो रोने लग जाते हैं. They start showing tantrums, and another thing is they are very picky and choosy. They will pick, if they're eating vegetables, they will pick only 1 or 2 things which are their favorite. Like potato. बच्चों को पोटैटो खाना अच्छा लगता है, तो वो वेजिटेबल्स जो कैप्सिकम ने डाली उसको नहीं पिक करेंगे, बट दे विल स्टार्ट ईटिंग द पोटैटोज फ्रॉम द वेजिटेबल व्हिच वी हैव कुक्ड फॉर देम. एंड कितनी खाते हैं वो? आई थिंक अगर हमारी इतनी बिग प्लेट है उसमें से इतनी सी वेजिटेबल खाते हैं वो. And they're just stuffing their tummy with a chapati or pronti or rice, right? But you need to see that they need at least 6 to 9 servings of vegetables every day as per their growing age, right? Then everybody knows, these things are so much viral on TV and social media these days, that जो भी हम खाना खा रहे हैं, it is the seeds are genetically modified. So many colors, artificial colors are added. उसमें injections लगते हैं, vegetables and fruits next day बड़े हो जाते हैं. And surprisingly, I was thinking one day, we used to eat, when I was small, we used to eat watermelon, and कभी कभी फीका भी होता था. But these days, every watermelon that is entering our house is meetha. How the things are changing. You can see how there's so much manipulation in this area that we can't even find कि actually ये कहाँ से चीजें बनी गई हैं. हम उसकी सोर्सिंग कभी भी नहीं देख सकते कि ये चीजें ठीक से बन रही हैं या नहीं बन रही हैं, right? Another challenge these days is that there are so many additives in every food you get around you. So many colors are added, and every color added in food, which are for kids, is artificial. वो आर्टिफिशियल है. तभी आजकल पेरेंट्स थोड़े कॉन्शियस हो गए, एंड दे हैव स्टार्टेड सेइंग कलर्ड चीजें मत खाओ, कलर्ड कैंडीज मत खाओ, बिकॉज दे नो दैट दीज कलर्स आर वेरी हार्मफुल फॉर अस, right? There's so much salt added, there's so much sugar added. If you see any let's talk about the common drinks available in market, which जो हम mothers pick करती हैं जाकर store से to mix in milk and give to our children. अगर आप कभी उस box को side में पढ़ोगे उसका label, you will be astonished to see इतना ज़्यादा उसमें added sugar है. There's so much added flavors in it. Right, so much color is added because mothers को क्या लगता है कि बच्चों को हमारे white milk नहीं अच्छा लगता. They don't like white milk, so they buy anything around them, so that's how it is going. The marketing tricks are so good that हम सिर्फ ad देखते हैं and we get fascinated and we pick anything and we start feeding our children. But I will indulge everybody today here to please get into label reading. It is extremely important. जब बच्चे छोटे होते हैं, now I can feel when my son is young, he is just 18 months, I try to feed him the best things and मैं हमेशा लेबल पढ़ती हूँ कि क्या मैं ये बेबी को दे सकती हूँ, but by the age, by the time the child becomes 10 years, 11 years, 12 years old, we don't ever care to read the labels what we are feeding our children. हम कोई भी चिप्स का पैकेट देके बच्चों को दे देते हैं, हम कोई भी कैंडी उनको अलाउ कर देते हैं. Only because it belongs to some particular brand we can give it to our children. No, I don't think it's the right way. You must check the label what you are going to feed your children. So these challenges actually don't make it possible for us to give the best food to our children. Now what is the what it is doing to us, it is creating a nutritional gap between what is actually needed and what the children are eating, because of their tantrums, because of their taste, because of their moods, because of their likings, because of eating junk and stuff in their tummy. Kitni problems hain, there are so many things, right? So iska kya option hai? What is the one option which we can think about to fulfill this nutrition gap? Because foundation years mein jo bhi hum karne wale, it is going to design and it is going to shape up their middle age and so on. So supplementation is a thing which can help us to cover those gap between what is needed and what they're taking, right? Now, what is there in supplements? There are few supplements which are natural, which are made by plants 100%. There are no chemicals, nothing extra, all extracted from nature and made into a supplement. And another segment is we have some synthetic supplements around us, which are made in factories through chemicals, right? So you have to see what is the difference between them. Right, when my son was born, he was born on in 2019 November, and the day he was born, he was prescribed at least 2-3 supplements by the doctor. Right, so I was okay, we have to give him because this is because at that age I cannot give him something chewable or something to eat or something to I have to give him through the liquid supplements which the doctors prescribe. But I just wanted to say that what I mean to say is that doctors prescribe those supplements right starting from the day one of their age, especially D3, calcium, and multivitamin. These 3 things are very, very common, which every doctor prescribes from the day the child is born. Right, so we are actually giving those supplements, but we should see what is the difference between synthetic and natural supplements. So when I thought about it, I was introduced to a brand which I chose for my kids was Nutralite brand. Now Nutralite is an amazing brand which I'm using for my daughter since years, and I've started my son also with it. It is the first dietary supplement brand which is founded in 1934, and it is almost 80 years old company. So Carl Rainbock is the founder, and everything here is made with 100% plants. So they have approximately more than 6,400 acres of farms all around USA. They have full control from seed to supplement, and they do it only on organically certified farms. Now, this is the different term from just an organic farming. They are organically certified farms, right? This is the only company who invented and studied and used the effects of plant concentrates, phytonutrients, which I just explained you before. So they were the initiators to launch, introduce these phytonutrients to their supplements. And they are the world's #1 brand all over, as per the Euromonitor studies in 2019. So they are the world #1 brand. And this is something not what I am saying. This is a study by Euromonitor itself. You can check the rate, you can check this news by Euromonitor. The Nutrite is the world's #1 selling dietary and supplement brand. Okay. They have this certified organic farms in California, in Mexico, in Brazil, in Washington, right? So they have different farms at different places as per the needs of the seed and the crop they need to grow. They have farms in different places so that they can, tap the best things out of the nature, the best environment, the best weather, the best, everything needed for the cultivation. So they have these farms. And they are using unique very unique farming practices. So what they're doing is, for the soil management, for the crop, for the soil rotation, they are using Egyptian earthworms. So ये Egyptian earthworms क्या करते हैं, ये almost 10 mm तक जाते हैं मिट्टी के अंदर, and they rotate the soil so that maximum oxygen can be trapped in the soil, right? And वो क्या use करते हैं, they're using natural compost. Now these days a lot of people are making compost at home. My daughter is also making compost at home with all the leftover food which we are using in kitchen. So that's a very good thing, and they are using all the natural compost for every farm they are cultivating crops on. Their crops are completely covered and protected from the environment. And for the crop management, they are वो intercropping करते हैं. They are doing following intercropping, and they are using ladybird beetles. Ladybird beetles क्या करती हैं, जो भी harmful insects आते हैं उनके farms को खराब करने के लिए. So ladybird beetles start eating those harmful insects to protect the crop, right? They're also following crop rotation. Now crop rotation is a very it's a term which is actually I don't think is being practiced here in India, because उसके लिए बहुत time आपको जो है ना अपने land को vacant छोड़ना पड़ता है. Then some other crops are grown on the same place. It's like that. So when you are having a big farmland and you have enough farms all around, then only you can practice these natural and unique farming practices. Now let me introduce the products to you. So Nutrite has the best product in the form of kids drink. Now this is a chocolate drink, right? This is a complete supplementation. You can, it's like a complete supplementation along with your regular diet. It is full of proteins, carbs, and vitamins, minerals. It will give you 9 vitamins and 6 minerals. And this chocolate drink is having no added color, no added flavor, no artificial flavors, no artificial, any flavors and colors. And it is very good for your bones, muscles, teeth, hair, skin, and it has a natural chocolate flavor, right? So it's like a complete supplement for your children's breakfast. So you can give whatever you are giving them in your breakfast, you can supplement it with this awesome chocolate drink, which is 100% natural. Okay, then we have Kids Chewable. This is a multivitamin which I think every child needs these days because of the eating they are following, and because of their body needs. It is a blend of natural orange, vanilla, and licorice flavor. Right, so it's all natural flavors, no artificial flavors, and it contains a tropical fruit concentrate. What fruits are there in it? Pineapple, cashews, guava, and it is rich in phytonutrients also. So this chewable will give you almost 13 vitamins and 10 minerals. It is so important to take this. So I'm giving this to my daughter as well as to my son also. Then we have DHA Yummies, a very good product, and this is all-time favorite for my children. They love this, and I love that they love it because it's very important for their brain development. See, the initial years of child's age is something where the brain actually needs good food for its proper development. So DHA is extremely important, and if we see our diet, we actually don't get DHA from anywhere. It's very tough to get a good amount of DHA for your children or even for yourself. So Nutrite DHA Yummies is a very good option to give them the best omega-3. It is in the form of soft drops, and it is very tasty. It is all natural with tangy orange and citrus flavor, and nothing artificial, and it is a complete DHA from animal source. So this is the best thing which you can give to your children for developing the best cognitive skills in them, for their proper brain development. It will actually enhance their concentration also. Right. Then we have calcium. We all know that we need calcium for supporting our bone health in the growing age. Everybody knows, हम सब mothers को होता है कि बच्चों को हम बोलते हैं milk पियो, but how much milk they can take, how much food they can actually eat. If we start to try, even if we wish to follow the food pyramid, we'll fail, because so much of food you cannot eat in a day. आपसे digest नहीं हो पाएगा, आप सारा दिन ऐसे लगेगा जैसे आप food ही खाई जा रहे हो. So this is a good way to supplement your child with this calcium magnesium supplement, and it is in natural cocoa flavor, and very good for the bones. It will give you around 270 mg of calcium and 50 mg of magnesium. So it's a good thing for your children. I'm giving it to both my kids. Very important for their bone development. Then we have concentrated fruits and vegetables. Now, as per the food pyramid, they need to take almost 3 to 4 servings of fruits and 6 to 9 servings of vegetables every day. I think it's very tough to give them these fruits and vegetables. And see, one thing I want to share is I try to give them that kind of thing along with the supplements, because these supplements are supporting your meal. Right? Try to understand that. So if I want to follow the food pyramid completely, I have to, give them the best food plus the supplements. So what I do is I have observed is, no matter how much I keep on telling them to eat this, eat that, they will not do it. But if they will see their parents eating vegetables every day, they will, kind of develop that habit. Right? So this is what we are following. We are eating a lot of vegetables, and that is helping the children to eat a lot of vegetables. First of all. Secondly, I'm taking my multivitamin in front of them, because that is a support system, and that's how they are taking that multivitamin with their food after seeing us. So it's always the parents who are the trendsetters for the family. So you can start with yourself, and that will help your children to develop that kind of discipline in their food eating pattern. This concentrated fruit and vegetable actually supports your kids' daily needs of fruits and vegetables. So there are few children, who are getting ill every year, maybe twice or thrice a year. They are having the problem of cold, cough every 2-3 months. So they need to increase their vegetables and fruit. More. So how you can do it? Through this awesome supplement, which is 100% natural, no additives in it. Okay. Then we have kids chewable natural C. Now everybody is talking about vitamin C these days to increase your immunity. So this vitamin C is all these supplements I'm talking about, they all are chewable. They all are 100% with natural flavors. So this is from acerola cherry, which is the strongest and the best antioxidant ever. So this vitamin C is extracted from acerola cherry, and it gives you almost 30 mg of vitamin C every day. So this is very important again for the children who are having low immunity and who are getting ill every alternate month, or maybe by this changing season. So you can see how the child, it is not I'm not advising you to give every this supplement to your child, but of course the foundation things like the chocolate drink, which is protein drink, plus the chewable multivitamin is actually necessary for every child. And after that, you can see what is needed as per your child's everyday health behavior. Next is chewable iron. This is the iron supplement, and I have seen a lot of children having iron deficiency in them, and it starts actually from the pregnancy and maybe develops later also. So it's very important to see, you will get some signs, जब बच्चे बहुत ज़्यादा मिट्टी खाते हैं, कई बच्चों को मिट्टी खाने की temptation होती है. So that's a problem which tells you that the child is iron deficient, right? So you can supplement them with this iron, and it also helps in increasing their focus, and this iron tablet has 6 mg of iron, and it is all natural from raspberry cherry flavor, and is absolutely best thing for your children, best supplement for your children. So these were all the supplements and which I wanted to share with you. And I hope I'm done here, and I hope it makes sense that how you can you can complete your child's diet through the supplementation, because this is what I've been doing, and I've seen a big change in my children's health, because my daughter was having some breathing issues when she was born, but as after a few years I could see a very good change because of these great supplements. So I'm done here, and over to Harinakshi.
Thank you so much, Sherry ji, for the wonderful information. Thank you once again. आपने अपना valuable time निकाल के आज पूरा के पूरा 1 hour आपने time निकाला और हमारे साथ बहुत सारे आपका knowledge, experience share किया, right? Thank you once again on behalf of our organization. Thank you. Yeah. So आज हमने पूरा के पूरा session. Thank you. आज हमने पूरा के पूरा सेशन के द्वारा हमने बच्चों का ओवरऑल वेलबींग कंसर्न बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन लिए. स्पेशली मैंने आज बहुत सारे नोट्स भी किया है, आपने जो शेयर किया उसको, एंड मैंने देखा है कि उसमें हेड से लेकर टो तक जो बच्चे को ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट के लिए एक्चुअली किस प्रकार से हर एक फैक्टर्स लाइक दैट 4 फैक्टर्स रिलेशनशिप, स्लीप, एक्सरसाइज, डाइट ना, वो कैसे इफेक्ट करता है ना, वो आपने बहुत अच्छी तरह से एक्सप्लेन किया. साथ में उसको हम कैसे इन द डाइट हम कैसे अपने बच्चों को ओवरऑल वेलबींग के लिए क्या क्या चीज की जरूरत है इन डाइट, है ना, उनको कौन सी चीज का कंप्लीट करने के लिए क्या चाहिए, एंड साथ में आपने सॉल्यूशन भी बता दिया फॉर देयर न्यूट्रिशनल गैप, उनको क्या करना चाहिए, कौन सी राइट सप्लीमेंट दे शुड टेक, राइट. तो बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से आपने बताया एंड मैंने भी बहुत सारे नोट डाउन किया. आई होप यहाँ पे जितने भी आज पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं उनको भी बहुत सारे आज नॉलेज मिला होगा, जानकारी मिला होगा, मैं पूरा डैम श्योर हूँ, राइट. सो गाइस, आज का जो सेशन हमने जो जिस 4th सेशन आप कंप्लीट करते हैं, बिफोर गोइंग आज हम एंड करने से पहले एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज आपसे मैं शेयर करना चाहती हूँ, बिकॉज ये जो हमने जो हेल्थ वेब सीरीज हमने जो शुरू किया है, वेबिनार सेशंस हमने जो शुरू किया है, आज हमारा 4th सेशन है. आप सबको पता है कि यहाँ पे अलग अलग स्पीकर आते हैं, बहुत सारे अपनी इंफॉर्मेशन नॉलेज देते हैं. तो मैं सच्ची में कि आई वुड लाइक अप्रिशिएट करना चाहूंगी जितने भी लोग इसमें पार्टिसिपेट किए हैं एंड उन लोगों ने उसके पीछे बहुत सारा मेहनत किया है, राइट. बिकॉज उसके जो इंफॉर्मेशन गैदर करना, उनका नॉलेज को अपडेटेड रखना, और वो लोग अपने जो वैल्यूएबल टाइम है, अपना करेंट काम जो है, वर्क है, उसको संभालते हुए जो टाइम निकाल कर, अपना फैमिली को टाइम को निकाल कर अपना पार्टिसिपेट किए हैं एंड अपना बेस्ट दिए हैं, राइट. सो मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी जो एवी टीम से उन सबको अप्रिशिएट करे विद राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज, राइट. सो रियली इट्स वेरी राइट मोमेंट टू अप्रिशिएट देम. I appreciate the request AV team to have a round of applause for them. Okay. थैंक यू सो मच. एंड ये चीज को ध्यान रखते हुए हमने हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने ये डिसाइड किया है, सो वी नीड अ लिटिल ब्रेक नाउ, राइट. सो इसके लिए अब नेक्स्ट संडे जो हमारे सेशन जो वेबिनार हेल्थ सेमिनार जो होने वाला है उसको हमने थोड़ा सा एक्सटेंड किया है, बिकॉज वी नीड मोर इन्फॉर्मेशन. हम और ज्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन के साथ नए सब्जेक्ट के साथ हम लोग आएंगे और आपको सो अपडेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन हम देने वाले हैं जरूर, राइट. सो स्टे ट्यून्ड एंड आपको जिन्होंने आपको इनवाइट किया है उनसे कनेक्टेड रहिएगा. आपको बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन नेक्स्ट सेशन के बारे में आपको जरूर पता चलेगा, राइट. सो यहाँ पे आज का जो हमारे वेब सीरीज हम एंड करते हैं. सो थैंक यू फॉर पार्टिसिपेटिंग विद अस एंड स्टे होम, स्टे हैप्पी एंड स्टे हेल्दी. थैंक यू.